So the big question is this: how do investors like us who don't have a PhD in finance or millions to start investing, how do we grow our bank accounts to build real savings and retirements and yet still have the time to do what we really love? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. Woo! Hey guys, John Boone here. Super excited today to talk to you about the Fast Track to Commissions by Adrian Morrison. Now this is pretty interesting because I was taking this course. You guys have seen my last video, and I'll link it below the video on partnering with Anthony and working through Anthony Morrison's course, right? And it was super interesting because when I saw, these guys have books, and books are obviously the best way to absorb somebody's entire freaking life. Alongside courses, the courses, oh my god, absolutely amazing. I can't say enough about them. They're great. For more on that, I would check out those reviews below because they're just killer content. So with this book, it's really interesting because it's kind of like this guy spent years and years and years and years of his life creating this insane system that he uses to create internet traffic and then obviously use that traffic to sell offers, to sell things, right? And this is something that, I sort of started to learn about, like selling things online, starting an online business, years and years and years ago when I was starting to get into the market. And, just on the fly, you saw people, they were like selling coffee mugs or selling t-shirts or selling crap on, Shopify stores. And then choosing Facebook ads, which is like the system to get traffic. And then you just send them over to a page, you sell them stuff and, profit, right? And they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars, apparently, which is super cool. And that's how it used to be. And I was like, wow, that's a really good way for me to expand my mindset. That's what I want you guys to think about when you think of things like that, is how can people expand their mindset so that they have the belief that they can create more money, and do that for yourself, right? Increase your internal belief of how much money and how much wealth and how much abundance is floating around in the universe for you to acquire and turn it into a reality. And that's exactly what I got from this book, Fast Track to Commission. So it's all about affiliate marketing and selling other people's things and getting a cut, right? You get an affiliate cut, pretty basic stuff. And it's kind of more about what's talked about over in the Part with Anthony course, if you guys aren't familiar with that. But you're looking at stuff like ClickBank, looking at stuff like JVZoo. It's a pretty basic affiliate marketing, right? So as I'm looking through this book, like there's some pretty freaking sick gold there. Because what he did is he broke down sort of like the last I don't know how many years to figure this stuff out. But it was super crazy because it's like these are the systems that he's using to drive traffic, generate money, right? To generate money online with no money, without spending any money, right? He's using organic traffic. There's a lot of really good stuff in here about using some very powerful tactics to create this income without necessarily starting out with any money. So you can start with zero and turn it into money just by using the power of the internet and some of the really awesome traffic sources and searches that he shares with you, which is super freaking cool. Now, here's the interesting part. I want to tell you guys a little bit of a story before I go too much more into this book about how I figured out about this book. Obviously, I was taking that course, and I'm looking up these guys' names because they're freaking very successful, and I want to mimic the successful people, right? And I find this clip of him on like Ellen or something, and he's sharing his book with the audience, and he's like selling it with his course and his training. And he's like, look, he took people from the audience, brought them into the back, and then he started to set them up with like Facebook accounts, and it was so weird because they were like just like generating commissions, selling affiliate products, using some of the very specific and applicable trials and products and just methods that are proven in this book, which is super freaking cool. I mean, this is not a big book. It's very condensed, very concise, and it's very to the point. It's like, look, this is what I do. This is what you should do. This is how you make money. Really cool stuff with no money down, right? Which is awesome, which is something that's very tough for a lot of people, is to turn nothing into something. That's exactly what you can do with building your online business. With this, and then with Part with Anthony training, I mean, all that stuff stems from that ability to grow and succeed. It's very powerful and cool stuff. So here's the deal, right? He brings these guys backstage, and after they come out of the backstage, they come onto the front of the whole Ellen show, right? And they're standing there like, we just made X $100. Was this so exciting? We're so happy. Yay. And it was so cool because like these guys were just so genuinely happy. And then it's like, disclaimer, results not typical. You will not make money with this, stuff like that, right? And it's crazy because when you combine this ability to get, traffic and turn that into money by selling things, a really great way to do that without actually putting in any work. If you don't want to write a book like me, you just sell other people's crap And that's exactly kind of what it's focused on, and what he goes through in a lot of this book, which is really cool. And then he's like to the audience, hey guys, if you want to do this, come and buy my book. And I'm like, whoa, what? You have a book? So I spent like the next hour trying to figure out where I could buy this book, because this video clip was like 4 or 5 years old when I was watching it. And so it's like, where do you get this, right? And so I'm scouring the internet, and I find it on Amazon like as a used copy, and it's like being sold. There's like one copy in the existence left, like in the world, that I can find. I can't find it on eBay. I mean, it was really, really, really weird. And then what's even crazier, it's like, get this thing, and there's like this phone number on the back of it. And it's like, call this phone number to activate before you read this book, because it has a side effect of creating wealth. And like, the guy on Amazon who sold it, like, put this barcode over the barcode over the barcode, and it's like, it's ridiculously sketchy, because this book, like, I don't know if it's on the market. If it is, I'll leave a link below so you guys can grab a copy, because it's a really, 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 really good book. But like, it's so hard to get. And so I found it, and I called his phone number, and then like some like call center answered, and it was like, there was like nothing. They were like, what are you calling for? And I'm like, dude, your number was on the back of a book. And they're like, what do you mean our number was on the back of a book? Which was just ridiculous. It was crazy. It was so cool. Like, I might copy this. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the point of it was. Like, is he trying to sell something? Like, I don't know, man. I just don't know. It's really, really interesting, and it's something I never really thought of before, never really considered before. Is this idea that, like, well, what if you just have this phone number to turn sales into more growth, into more revenue, into more income? How do you get the most out of the clients that you've got? That was a powerful concept. That was something that I think I learned a lot of through this book, because he talks about a lot of means of getting in front of people. And that's the whole point of it, right? Is that you want to get in front of people and turn that influence into commissions, right? Into money. And I mean, Adrian, he freaking crushes it, man. I don't know if he was mentored by his brother. I don't know who he was mentored by. But it really, really shows that he knows his stuff. I've seen so much of his content, watched so many of his what he's just a really, really, really cool guy. I mean, a lot of stuff to learn in here that is like honestly contained in $1,000 courses. And it's all kind of right there, which is super cool. A lot of it, like, you know, considering it came out in 2012, right? So it's like, you really, really want to take the principles from this and apply it. Because there are certain aspects of it where it's like, he was so cutting edge with this stuff that like a lot of it is faded. Like Google Plus isn't here anymore, but the insights that he had with Google Plus and the principles he applied with it were so powerful, and they're fundamental drivers for really starting that online business, creating that income, creating that success, creating, you know, that traffic that's going to bring in success that you desire in the marketplace. It was really, really interesting. It's really cool stuff. And I feel like it's cool because, you know, he talks about how he wrote this book so that he could get in front of people, how he wrote this book so that he could expand his sphere of influence. I mean, you know, it's like, I don't know if he makes like money from this, but it's cool because, like, you know, he's doing it, right? And that's something that's really cool, is this idea of like doing things and then teaching people how to do those things. So for me, like I was trading stocks for years before I wrote 9 to Noon. And I feel like that's exactly what Adrian's done in this book. He's like been doing this for years and generating massive income. Just like his brother made like $1 million. If you guys saw that trading below, it's super freaking cool. And he's like, this is how I made $1 million, and this is how you can copy me and make $1 million. And I feel like that's kind of exactly what Adrian's trying to do here. And it's really cool and really powerful because it allows him to connect with his audience and give them a ton of value through this book, which is just ridiculous. It's something, you know, I really wouldn't expect to find somewhere. And especially if it's such a thin book, I was like, dude, this is it, really? But I remembered that like somebody really, really rich wrote this book. So maybe I should like actually care about what they say. And what they say is so powerful, so scalable, so insanely baseline, fundamental. This is business. That it's changed how I look at lead gen, client gen, every single aspect of bringing people in the door, of creating an influence in the personal finance and investing world, and also creating an influence in some of my other businesses, specifically in the blockchain space, that like I now have the strategies, I now have the tactics, I now have the principles turn this stuff into a reality, to turn my dreams, my visions, my goals, my aspirations into a reality. Because before, I wasn't really good. Like, I'm not a social media guy. I didn't grow up on Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Like, I didn't care, man. I was just doing my thing. I guess I was with YouTube a lot, just learning things, but like social media just never really was my thing. So reading this was cool because it made me realize that like I can crush it with that stuff without necessarily having to be like, like I don't know, Justin Bieber, stuff like that, right? And it was really interesting, really inspiring. A lot of really, really great like actual business systems. Like these are systems that, personally, like I would have paid a lot of money to learn these systems because they're scalable systems and they grow the business. They grow net revenue. They grow profits coming in the door over and over and over and over, month after month after month after month. Just by following some of these very basic, but fundamentally extreme, and just, I would never have thought of them before, principles of starting that online business and, taking the easy track to commission. So it's really, really, really cool stuff, guys. I would highly recommend if you're looking really to just crush it. Specifically, it's like starting your online business and then succeeding. And it really does go hand in fist with the Partner with Anthony program. So I'll link, that course, that training below, because they're both very, very powerful together. And it's cool stuff, man. So yeah, guys, go out there. I really hope you had a ton of value from this. There are just so many tactics and strategies in this book. I mean, it would be like freaking insane for me to try to break this stuff down. But I think, he's talking about his friends, and he's talking about, using Twitter, using Facebook, using all these social media sites, but then also using kind of like the systems and practices behind them. And it was interesting because, the guy started, with nothing, right? And he was influenced a lot, by his brother, which was cool. But the biggest thing with him was to start, right? And that was the toughest thing for him to do, was to go out there and just play hard and go fast with it. That's something I think holds a lot of people back. So my challenge for you today is to play hard and to go fast on it and to crush whatever you're doing. Just go hard, 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 hard. And if you can just focus on one thing, just nail that thing into the wall. Just keep digging towards that pot of gold in the mine shaft somewhere. Guys, the only difference between the person who makes it and the person who doesn't is 3 inches of rock. Now, my question for you is, are you going to quit on those last 3 inches, or are you even going to find those last 3 inches by starting? A lot of powerful content here, a lot of powerful resources below. Hope you guys take advantage of it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Please, let me know. Comment below. What do you think about starting an online business? Have you ever had that kind of asset before? And what would that kind of asset do for your future? What would it do to have sort of like that passive recurring business monthly income come into your life? Really sweet stuff. And it's cool to visualize your success, especially publicly, because it allows you to turn it into a reality as you share it with others, and then have the world and the universe, metaphorically or physically, hold you accountable with what you're doing so that you do manifest that success that you desire. So leave a comment below, let me know. Subscribe, hit the bell so you can see some freaking sick content out of here. And I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. See you in the next one. Bye. Want more stock market secrets? If so, go get your free copy of my best-selling book, 9 to Noon. You can get your free copy plus $11,176 of unannounced bonuses it took me years to uncover, completely for free at 9tonoonsecrets.com. Inside 9 to Noon, you'll find the top 38 secrets you can use to double your portfolio every 2 years and make upwards of 10% per trade daily.